Thousands of people are flying to Istanbul to have their healthy teeth filed down to tiny nubs, on purpose. They're paying for it. And they're filming the whole thing for content. Welcome to the golden age of dental tourism, where a flight to Turkey costs less than a single crown in London, and the only thing whiter than the veneers is the ring light in the clinic's Instagram reel. The pitch is simple. Fly in on Monday, get a new smile by Friday, and post the reveal video before your gums stop bleeding. The all-inclusive package covers your hotel, your airport transfer, and your transformation into someone who looks like they chew exclusively with a piano keyboard. The math is seductive. A full set of veneers in the UK or the US runs somewhere between $15,000 and $30,000. The Turkish package, $3,000 to $5,000, hotel included. Some clinics throw in a teeth whitening session, which is a bit like offering free floor mats with a house fire. But the price gap is so enormous that rational thinking exits through the emergency door. You see the number, you see the before and after grid on Instagram, and suddenly you're entering your card details at 2 a.m, while your perfectly functional teeth sit in your head, minding their own business. The Instagram pages are works of art. Every clinic has the same aesthetic. Marble lobby. Staff in scrubs that look fresh off a runway. A wall of celebrity photos, most of whom you almost recognize. The before and after shots follow a strict formula. On the left, a person smiling with normal human teeth under fluorescent lighting. On the right, the same person glowing under studio lights with a row of teeth so white they could guide ships through fog. The lighting change does about 60% of the work, but nobody's auditing the methodology. They're too busy booking flights. The procedure itself is where the story takes a turn that the marketing conveniently omits. To fit veneers, or more accurately, the full crowns that most of these clinics actually install, your original teeth need to be shaved down. Substantially. The photos circulate online like horror movie stills. Rows of tiny, file-down stumps, jagged little pegs where teeth used to be. People share them proudly in the during phase of their journey, grinning over a surgical bib with what looks like a mouthful of broken chalk. The comments underneath are always the same mix of encouragement and visible concern. The distinction between veneers and crowns matters more than the clinics let on. A true veneer is a thin shell bonded to the front of a tooth that's been lightly prepared. Minimal shaving. Mostly reversible. What many Turkish clinics install are full crowns, which require grinding the tooth down to a peg from every angle. The clinic still calls them veneers in the brochure. The patient still calls them veneers in the YouTube review. The tooth, meanwhile, is gone. Whatever was there before exists only in photos. And the YouTube reviews deserve their own chapter. They follow a pattern so consistent it might as well be a template. Day 1. Arrival montage. Hotel tour. Nervous excitement. Day 2. The clinic walkthrough, always with a personal coordinator who speaks perfect English and treats you like royalty. Day 3. The procedure footage, tastefully edited to skip the grinding sounds. Day 4. The reveal. Tears. Hugging the dentist. A smile so luminous it overexposes the camera sensor. The video ends with a discount code. 12 minutes of content, 100,000 views, and a comment section full of people asking for the clinic's WhatsApp number. What you rarely see is the 5-year follow-up, and this is where the economics of dental tourism develop a leak. Crowns have a lifespan. The bond between the crown and the filed-down stump degrades. Gum recession exposes the margins. Bacteria find their way into gaps that didn't exist at installation. The original tooth underneath, now a fraction of its former self, starts to decay inside its porcelain shell. You can't feel it happening. By the time pain shows up, the damage is extensive. The dentists back home, the ones charging $15,000, are now seeing these patients in their chairs, and they're documenting what they find with the same energy the clinics used for the original reveal. Root infections, bone loss, teeth that need extraction because the remaining structure can't support a replacement crown. The fix for a failed set of Turkish veneers often costs more than the original quote the patient was trying to avoid. Some end up needing implants, which is the dental equivalent of demolishing a renovation to rebuild the original house at triple the price. The clinics, to their credit, do offer guarantees. Fly back within 5 years and they'll fix any issues free of charge. Generous, until you remember that free of charge still requires a flight, a week off work, and the willingness to let the same team that created the problem attempt the solution. Most people don't go back. They sit in a waiting room in Manchester or Chicago, explaining the situation to a new dentist who's trying very hard to maintain a neutral expression. The uncomfortable question underneath all of this is why healthy 23-year-olds are destroying functional teeth in the first place. The answer is a mirror held up to what social media did to the human face. Lips got filled, noses got contoured, jawlines got sculpted, teeth were the last frontier. The Hollywood smile became a phrase repeated so often it stopped sounding like marketing and started sounding like a medical necessity. A straight, white, uniform row of teeth became the baseline expectation, the way clear skin became the baseline a decade earlier. Anything less started to feel like a flaw you were choosing to keep. The reality TV pipeline accelerated this at industrial speed. One contestant flies to Turkey between seasons, comes back with a new mouth. The other contestants notice. By the next reunion special, half the cast is smiling with the same teeth. The audience notices, the clinic notices the audience noticing. The sponsored posts multiply. A feedback loop where visibility creates demand, demand creates content, and content creates more visibility. The teeth themselves become secondary to the cycle, and the teeth, for what it's worth, are obvious. The Turkish veneer look has a signature that dentists can spot from across a restaurant. Too white, too uniform, too straight. Every tooth the same length, the same width, the same opacity. Real teeth have subtle translucency at the edges, slight variations in alignment, minor differences in shade. The full crown approach eliminates all of that and replaces it with a wall of solid porcelain that reads as dental work from any distance beyond arm's length. The goal was a perfect smile. The result is a smile that announces its own cost. Some clinics are genuinely skilled. Turkish dentistry has world-class practitioners, and lumping the entire country's dental profession into a cautionary tale would be dishonest. The problem is volume. The Instagram advertised, package deal conveyor belt clinics aren't selecting for the best dentists, they're selecting for the fastest ones. When you're processing dozens of patients per week on razor-thin margins, the incentive structure rewards speed over precision. The prep work gets rushed, the impressions get approximated, the bite alignment gets close enough. Close enough works fine for the reveal video. Close enough becomes a problem around year 3. The patients who regret it the most are the ones who had the least wrong with their teeth to begin with. A slight gap, a minor discoloration, something that a round of whitening or a single bonded veneer could have addressed. Instead, they file down an entire arch of healthy teeth and replace them with a ticking clock. The irony cuts deep. They wanted perfect teeth so badly they destroyed good ones to get them. 5 years from now, the wave of complications will be a bigger story than the trend itself. Thousands of crowns approaching end of life simultaneously, installed during the peak years of the boom. Thousands of patients discovering what permanent actually means when it comes to irreversible dental work. The clinics will still be there, posting new before and afters, running the same discount codes. The patients from the early batches will be in different waiting rooms by then, quieter ones, with less flattering lighting. Your original teeth were never the problem. The algorithm just needed you to believe they were.